Wake up with the sunrise, laptop on the sand. Dreaming of a school drive, build it hand in hand. Some of us with the blueprint, wisdom in the flow. Keep it simple, keep it steady, let the people
let it play a little bit.
Here we go. Here we go.
We build a vibe, we build a tribe, community's the fire, keeping us alive from 0 to 10K.
I did a little bit better that time.
You're getting good at that, man.
All right. So what's up, everybody? Welcome. So here's the brutal truth. If your offer sucks, you're going to struggle to make money online, period. Okay. So, but on the flip side of that, if you know how to create offers that an irresistible offer and you're mediocre at sales and marketing, you can still make a lot of money online. So that's the bright side. I believe offer creation is probably one of the most valuable skills that you can have if you're trying to build an online business and an online community. And the problem is most people don't know how to create irresistible offers. So what ends up happening is they get a lot of price objections, they struggle to make sales, and then they probably just end up giving up. Whereas if they focused on their offers and creating better offers, then they might be able to fix things and right the ship. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to help you to solve that problem. So we're going to show you a simple framework that's proven to work over and over again. And today we're going to walk you through exactly how to create irresistible offers using Alex Hormozi's $100 million offer framework, plus some AI tools that I've built that we're going to show you that does most of the heavy lifting for you. So this is the exact process and the tool that our bootcamp members are currently using this week to create their irresistible offers. And what's cool is during our last bootcamp that we did, 3 of our members got their first sales after this week of the boot camp. So stick around, because by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to create an offer that practically sells itself. What's up, Jeff? Welcome.
Hey, man, that's exciting. I love, this is like one of my favorite things to do in like how we help our students is like crafting offers and perfecting offers, because it's kind of, there's an art to it. And what I love is your tool that you built is like, it's like painting by numbers. Like you've created like this amazing tool that just simplifies the whole process. So this is one of my favorite parts of just doing online business, man, is the offer. So this is a great topic, man. Excited.
What's up, Chaz? What's up, Tie Dye?
Oh,
what's up,
everybody?
I don't know. That's who is that? What's up, fellas? So basically, the first thing we always do in these podcasts is we kind of give you some updates on both school communities and Go High Level communities. No real Go High Level community updates that I've seen. Jeff, have you seen anything?
Nope, nothing that I'm aware of.
All right. But this week, they are having the annual Level Up Summit in Dallas. And Friday, they're actually doing a live stream Level Up Day, which is where they basically drop all of their new updates and their new features. So if they are going to be coming out with cool stuff around the communities, it will be on that live stream. So I plan on watching it, Jeff. Hopefully, well, I'll tell you why we might be missing it, but hopefully we'll be able to catch that. And we'll be able to update you guys next week on probably a lot of updates.
Yeah.
So if they are doing some cool stuff with the community, you will find that on that call for sure. Okay. No new real school updates to review, but they're just to review what's coming out on the next few months. You've got tiers and subscription courses. A lot of people are excited about this. I know we're excited about this because we're going to add an extra tier to our elite membership, which is awesome. School webinars is coming out. It's a lot like school live stream, but everyone is muted that comes into the actual live stream, and except for the people that are on stage, and you can invite people on stage and they'll be able to unmute. So that's school webinars. And then another one that we're super excited about is advanced analytics dashboards. So you'll be able to see where your traffic's coming from, and you'll be able to see how that's performing and helping you get clients and converting and stuff like that. So anything to add there, Jeff? Or anything you watched on the school news that got you excited?
All I can say is like, I am just blown away on just how they do their releases. Like I try to watch it from just like behind the scenes. I'd love to get behind the scenes and see what they're doing, but like, I love how they put the features out and they're working, they're great. And then they just keep adding elements to them, which is just a brilliant way to do it. It's kind of like the art of perfecting, right? You put it out there, you get it going, and then from there, like you just keep making it better. And I still am blown away they do this for $9 or $99. Like I'm still like shocked at the price point that they're able to do this at with all the value. So, but yeah, I would say there's nothing really, again, much different than you just shared, but I would say that once again, school is just constantly surprising me with just the value they give for the cost. It's just crazy to me, which is, again, an amazing offer, which we're going to be speaking about.
Yeah, exactly. Another big announcement is that School in Real Life is coming to Atlanta this weekend, and I'm actually co-hosting. So that should be fun. So we're going to see Goose and his crew coming into town. Don't know where the venue is yet, but hopefully they'll figure that out soon. But I do have a problem, Jeff.
That's a serious one, brother. It is a serious.
I mean, that is right. It's right smack dab during the Ole Miss Georgia game. I don't know if anybody knows that I'm a big Ole Miss fan. It's where I went to school, and man, I cannot miss that game. I mean, we're undefeated. They're one-loss team. We're ranked number 5 right now. So that, I don't know, man. I might have to dip out of that thing.
I don't know, man. Either that, or you're gonna have to like carry like your iPad with you and have it on the whole time. And just, there's just no way you can miss this, man. Like this is you love Ole Miss.
Oh yeah,
man. You love it.
It's a big deal. So I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, so let's talk about what happened in Elite and our 10K community bootcamp this week. So we're in week 2 of our 10K community bootcamp inside of Elite for our annual members. And so last week, our members created their product roadmap. So that's kind of the foundational piece that I think all community owners need to do before they're kind of starting the rest of their building out their community and everything else. Getting real clear on your step-by-step process that you take people through to help them get the transformation that they're after. And then that becomes like the source code of your entire business and an asset that you can feed to AI to give it context around your business to create everything in your business a whole lot faster and easier. Content, offers. We'll show you how we're using the product roadmap today to create an offer. So everything just becomes a whole lot easier. So that was last week. So this week, we're actually helping our members craft their irresistible offers. And that's why I wanted to talk about that this week, because it's fresh on our mind, and start getting their first clients. Okay. Because I believe that you don't have to go out and build your product. All you need to do is outline it out and then create an offer around it. And then you can go start selling, because I want you to start making money as quickly as possible instead of spending weeks, months, maybe even years building out some big ass program only to find out that nobody wants it and nobody's going to buy. So validating that idea first by selling it is the way to go, and then building it with your customers. So the last time we actually did this and we helped our clients get their offers created, and the second week, 3 of our members actually got their first clients, and a couple of them made, one guy made $35,000, which was pretty awesome. So this is a big deal because you don't even need a community. You don't need anything else. As long as you have an offer, you can go and start making money right now, right? And so we're going to show you how that works today. So to do this, we actually have an AI offer creation consultant tool that we're going to demo shortly that we actually give to our clients, our annual members, so they can install it into their business. And in the future, they will have an AI offer consultant that they can use to build out any offers in the future. And we'll kind of show you how it works here in a bit. So what's coming up next week? Anything to add on anything that went down this week, Jeff?
Well, I would just say, I think the beauty of like what we do is we teach people how to build their business out of profit, not out of their pocket, right? And the key to that is getting an offer out like right away and really, getting people, those transformations. So I think that like that's what maybe sets us apart in a way from a lot of other companies or other basically people that teach this, is that like we want you making revenue right away. So literally in week 2, we go right into what's going to make you money. It doesn't take months on training. And I mean, I speak to some people, they've spent a year in a quote program and they haven't even made $1 yet. And we're like, no, man, week 2, we're after it. So I think that's really what is like cool about it. So that's why when you show this tool and how fast and how amazing it works, it's just going to blow people away, man. It's just so good.
Sweet. So next week, our members are actually going to be building out their free course, Lead Magnet, which will help them to launch their free community and get their first members. This free course is going to also help them continuously grow their free member community and also convert those people into paid offers. And there's a big mistake that people are making when they're creating these free courses. And we're going to show you how to avoid that mistake next week on our podcast next week also. So that's what we're going to be doing in our elite boot camp. And we're also going to be talking about that next week on the podcast. So let's jump into our discussion for today, Jeff. And I'm going to share my screen.
Let's do it.
All right, let me get this where we're on the bottom here. All right, cool. So again, last week we discussed, let me actually get this here. So last week we discussed the first step that we teach in our 10K community boot camp, and really any of our clients that come through our system. We talked about building your product roadmap, which is a step-by-step process that you guide your customers through from having a problem over here where they're sad face, right? All the way to achieving the transformation that they're coming to you for, that your offer promises. Now, between those two states, there's a gap, right? So how do you fill that gap? Well, that is your product roadmap, the step-by-step process that you're going to guide people through to fill that gap and get that transformation, right? And so this is the first step, in my opinion, of building any profitable business and definitely a profitable community. But at this point, this is all we've built. We haven't built an actual, unless you've already have your product built and all that, that's great. But if this is your first time launching anything or launching this particular business, we haven't built anything out at this point. All we have done is basically outlined your step-by-step process. And a lot of people make the mistake here of going out and then creating the course or the product or the service or whatever it is. And that's where they end up spending months, weeks, even years, or weeks, months, even years, building something out, only to find out that they don't even know if people are going to buy it. So the better idea is to actually create an offer, which we're going to talk about today, go sell it, validate that people want it, and then build it with the people that purchase, right? And so that's going to skip a lot of time, energy, and wasted effort. And you'll be able to make money a lot faster, which if you're building out this course and you're not making money, there's a much more high likelihood that you're going to give up because you're just not seeing the income come in. And you're doing all this work and it's draining you and you're getting burnt out, but you're not getting anything in return. So we want to avoid all that. So how do we do that? Well, what we teach, instead of turning your product roadmap, and instead of going out and building your product roadmap, we just have this outline. We have the product roadmap, or not building out the product, and we're going to turn that product roadmap into an irresistible offer. And then we're going to go sell it. And then we're going to build the product, the actual thing that we're actually going to fulfill with and deliver. We're going to build that with the people that purchase, like we just said. So that's exactly what we did the first time we created our 10K community boot camp. We outlined what it would look like and how long it would take it to deliver. Then we created a really irresistible offer around it. And then we validated that idea. I knew it was going to sell anyway, because it's a good offer. But I went out and validated that idea by selling it. And then I built the entire thing week by week with the people that bought, and it was awesome. It's been an awesome experience. This is the second time we've done it, and it creates a lot of energy in our community. People are getting stuff done. They're getting results, and they're doing the work. And that's I love this boot camp model. We can talk about that if you want, but that is what we did. We created an offer. We went and validated the idea by selling it, and then we actually delivered it. Okay. So let's talk about product versus offer. Okay. So your product is not your offer. Your offer is the way that you package up your product or service to make it irresistible to your customers. Okay. So let me give you a little example to illustrate this. Let's look at two different products, same basic piece of software, but two different products. You've got Lead Pages on the left for $59 a month. And then you have ClickFunnels on the right for $97 a month. So which of these two offers looks like a better deal? So they're both funnel builders, and all things being equal, at first glance, you're going to think, okay, let's go with Lead Pages because it's cheaper and it probably does about the same stuff. And it might even be a better funnel builder. I haven't played around with it for a really long time, but that's kind of not the point. If you think about, we all know that it's not a better offer to go with Lead Pages than ClickFunnels, because Lead Pages is just selling a funnel builder and then the features of that funnel builder. So it's just, they're trying to sell the product. And when you're trying to sell a product, just the features and the benefits of the features, then that is like selling a commodity. And so there's a ton of funnel builders out there. They all kind of do the same thing. So how did ClickFunnels kind of set itself apart and differentiate itself? Well, Russell Brunson, being the brilliant marketer that he is, he turned his funnel builder into an irresistible offer. So how did he do it? So he took his funnel builder, which again is just a commodity by itself, and he bundled that up with a bunch of extra courses that teach people how to, get leads, how to convert those leads, how to build funnels, all these different extra courses. He gave them plug and play templates to write sales pages, to write different, emails, all that kind of stuff. He gave them different pieces of software that write some of those pieces of content for them, and other add-ons that focused on really just, he knew the challenges that his target audience was gonna face. And then he added things to the offer to help them crush those challenges. And so that's how he built value and increased the value of his offer. And that's why ClickFunnels has been so successful, right? So I want you to ask everybody on here, I want you to ask yourself, have you been trying to just sell the products and features? Are you just trying to sell a commodity? And if you have been trying to just sell your product or your products and your features of your product, then that's probably why you're struggling right now, if you are struggling. All right. So how you package your offer is the key to increasing the perceived value and therefore the price that you can charge for what you're trying to sell. Okay. And so now I'm going to show you how to package up your product or service to make it irresistible. Okay. So let's talk about how to package up your offer. So burn this into your brain. What you're looking at, and some of you are probably familiar with this. This is the value equation. This is Alex Hormozi's value equation that comes from his $100 million offer book. And so basically, this is how you can think about adding value to your offers. So on top here, you have the dream outcome. So this is the promised transformation of your offer. So this is what the outcome that your target audience is trying to get. And then you multiply that by the perceived likelihood that they will achieve that outcome. And so this is linked to things like testimonials, case studies, guarantees, social proof, stuff like that. And that's going to increase the belief that they can actually achieve this result and with limited risk to themselves and to their money. Okay. So you want to try to increase the top of this equation as much as possible. And we'll talk about that in a second. And then the bottom of the equation is time delay. So this is how long it takes to actually get the result that they're after. And then how much effort and sacrifice it's going to cost them to get that result. And so you want to get the bottom part of this equation as close to zero as possible. So you want to decrease the perceived time, effort, and sacrifice that it's going to take your clients to achieve the desired outcome that they're after. Okay. And so that's where I like to focus most of my attention when we're crafting an offer, because most of the objections and the false beliefs that keep your customers from buying are centered around the bottom parts of this equation. They either think it's going to take too long, or it's going to be too hard, or it's going to cost too much, either time or energy, right? And so now let's talk about the 7 elements that you can combine together to create an irresistible offer and to kind of work on some of these elements. All right. So number 1 is your promised outcome of the offer. And so again, this is tied to the dream outcome in the equation. And then the next one is a unique mechanism. So depending on how sophisticated your market is, the promise, they might have heard all the different promises before, right? Like lose 10 pounds in 12 days or whatever we've all heard certain promises over and over again. So we just start to tune those out and they just aren't as effective anymore. And so when that happens, you need to lean on a unique mechanism. So if you introduce a approach that's novel and new and different than anything your audience has heard before, then that's going to give them hope that your method is the one that's actually going to help them get the result that they've tried all these other things before. And so again, that's tied to increasing the perceived likelihood of achievement, which is on that top part of that equation. And so coming up with a unique mechanism is a great way to offset those claims that they've heard before, because this becomes a new and novel approach, and that creates hope that it might actually work. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. The next thing, once we've got the promise, once we've got the unique mechanism, you're going to kind of lay out your core deliverables. And so this is the basic structure of how you'll deliver the offer and the basics of what they're going to get. So are you going to do done for you service? Is it going to be done with you? Is it going to be do it yourself? How are you going to provide support? What kind of access to you do they have? Do they have one-on-one calls? Do they have group calls? Those kind of things. You're going to lay those out once you've got the promise, the unique mechanism, and then you'll lay out your core deliverables. And then the offer stacks and bonuses. And this is where you can really start to add the value to your offer, right? And so you saw the example we gave earlier with ClickFunnels. These are the add-ons that help you increase the value of your offer. So we have a step-by-step process that we walk our members through to help them come up with a huge list of these potential add-ons and bonuses. And then we teach them how to kind of prune those down and narrow them into the very best ones and help them package up their offers to make them irresistible and easy to sell. And these add-ons, again, is where you can kind of work on that bottom part of the equation. So making things faster, easier, and with less effort for those people. And so that's how you're going to really focus on adding a lot of value. This offer stack and bonuses is where the majority of the value is going to come from. And then you've got the guarantee. And so this is basically how you reduce risk. Okay. So you're going to give them a guarantee, and by guarantee, if they get their money back, then there's really no risk of them, joining or paying for your service. And it doesn't have to be money back, but you can see how that reduces risk. And so that affects, again, that perceived likelihood of success, because if they don't have success, they can always, claim the guarantee, right? And then the last two elements are scarcity and urgency. And these are used to get people to take action. A lot of times when you're making offers, people just don't take action because there's no scarcity and urgency to do it. If they can always buy and get the same exact offer, then there's really no urgency or scarcity to make them actually take action. So scarcity describes limited availability. So that's like limited spots or limited bonuses available. And then urgency describes like deadlines and things like that are time-based elements. And so adding these two elements to your offers gets people to take action. Okay. So anything to kind of add there, Jeff? In a second, we'll kind of open up the AI tool and I'll show them how the AI tool works.
Yeah. I mean, I just, one of the things, and you said it a bit earlier, is that people just need to focus really on the benefits people are getting in their offer, not just the, features. So like, okay, great. You're going to do a call with me. Awesome. But maybe the benefit is like you get on call and you get total clarity, or you can get on call with me and we're going to, build out your webinar. So making sure you emphasize that. I mean, that's kind of one thing I just want to kind of say, that's what's going to make somebody like me want to buy something more, is not just, laying out features for me, saying, okay, we do a call a week and we're going to give you access to our library. It's like, okay, well, what's in the library? Why would I want the library? So I think that's kind of one of those issues as we dig deeper. And I know we help our students with that kind of thing, but I think that's the one thing is like, just make sure you give a real value of what those benefits are, and don't sell features, really offer the benefits. And that's kind of like the thing I'd add on, because it's obviously he's right on the money. It's Alex's book. So
yeah. Really, and a lot of those, the benefits to the things that you add into the program is really understanding the perceived challenges and false beliefs that are going to come up as you present the offer. So if you know those things ahead of time, if you understand what's going to be the objection in their head ahead of time, and then you have a add-on or a bonus or part of your offer that crushes that, then that really removes all the potential objections from the sale, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. So let me show my screen again, and we'll show the offer tool that we've built that our bootcamp members get. So this is a Claude project. If you guys are familiar with Claude projects, basically what you do is you upload a system prompt, and then you upload a knowledge base, which is kind of like the brain. So the system prompt is basically the roles and responsibilities. So you can think of it as an employee. You give them roles and responsibility, and then the knowledge base is their brain, right? And so inside of our program, what we do is we actually, in the boot camp, for annual members, we actually give people the actual project. So we give them the system prompt, we give them the actual brain for the actual tool. And so what we developed, what everybody set up yesterday, was this AI offer creation tool. And let me show you how this kind of works with the product roadmap, which we built in week 1. So this is an example of that I was going through yesterday on the boot camp. So what we did is I pasted in, I said, can you analyze my program and help me create an irresistible offer? And then I pasted in my product roadmap. Again, that is a foundational piece. Once we have it, we can build all kinds of things. And so this thing is trained on creating great offers. So basically it asked me a few questions. I answered those questions. Then it helped me it gave me 3 different options for my big, bold promise and my unique mechanism, like we talked about the 7 elements. And then I just picked one that I liked. I actually did a really good job. So that was my my big promise and my unique mechanism. And then it started asking me questions about my core deliverables. So we built out my core deliverables. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is my core deliverables. So now I have my big, bold promise. I have my unique mechanism, and now I have my core deliverables. And then we started going into the bonus stack. And so I gave it basically is reading my product roadmap, and then it's understanding the perceived challenges and false beliefs in all the phases of my product roadmap. So it kind of lists all those out. I can answer those. I can say, I can give my opinion on those. I can give my own thoughts on that, which I think you'll do a little bit better job typically than AI, but it does a really good job. And then once it comes up with all the challenges and false beliefs for each of the phases, it will actually come in here and it will give me a bunch of different ideas of things that I can add to my offer to increase the value, to crush those false beliefs and challenges ahead of time. So it gave me a huge list of these. And another thing with these ideas that you can add to your offer, these can also become lead magnets that you can use to promote in your YouTube videos, in your social media content, and on your ads to drive people to your free community funnel to convert them into, and then present them with this offer, which is going to be great, and then convert them into your paid stuff. So that's huge list. Let me just scroll through this. You can see how many different things it gave us here. And then that's the last one. And then the final one, a guarantee. So this one came up with a really good guarantee. I liked this one. If you attend all the workshops and you do all the assignments and you aren't completely satisfied by the end, I'll give you your money back. I actually think we might implement that, Joe.
Cool.
And then, so that was the guarantee. And then it comes down here, and then we add scarcity and urgency. It gave me some different ideas, helped me to choose a few. And then basically at the very end, let's see, it will write out, and this is like our offer one sheeter, that once we have the offer one sheeter, now we have a document that we can go out and we can start to try to book calls with our warm leads, our warm audience, to get them on the phone and then walk them through this offer to try to sell them into the program. And so this will actually create the offer one sheeter for you. It'll take all the information that you just collaborated with in the tool in those 7 elements that we talked about, and then it will build out a document. So now you have a structured offer that you fully understand what's in your program and exactly how it's delivered, so that you can present that to your customers when you get them on a call and hopefully get your first sales. And so that is what we did yesterday in the boot camp, and that people are kind of finishing up this week. So pretty cool, I think. Jeff, what do you think?
It's unbelievable, man. And how much time do you think it takes to actually do that process you just did? I mean, if you put a timeout on it.
It's easy for me because my brain just, like, once you learn how to create offers, and we go way more in depth in the boot camp and the different elements and everything. But I think once you kind of learn that skill, which I believe it's one of the most important skills that you can have in online business. Once you learn that skill, it kind of becomes second nature. Like I feel like I can create offers pretty easy now.
Yeah, and I know you can, but let's just take our average student who's like obviously fairly new. Maybe they're pre-revenue, they're kind of building it out. I mean, what I know, for them to build it from scratch, you're talking, I mean, a days probably, if not longer, to really perfect it. But with what you built there, I mean, would you say within an hour's time, they're gonna have that thing dialed in tight, the revisions? I mean, so
less than 30 minutes.
Yeah. Even if they take some time refining it and like, that type of thing. So bottom line is that's crazy.
And it's trained to help you kind of collaborate with you on creating the offer. So if you haven't developed that skill yet, and you don't really know how to create offers, then this tool will kind of walk you through that process. So I think also it's not only is it helping you to create the offer, but it's also training you through experience on how to create offers, which I think, that experience is how you learn best. So
absolutely, 100%. No, it's phenomenal, and I just know that it has had a major impact for so many of our boot campers. So again, awesome tool, man, and unbelievable what you're able to create with that thing. So
yeah, and by the way, guys, it's not too late to join this boot camp. It's to join the boot camp, you become an annual member of Community Builders Elite, and we're doing this thing every quarter, and every time we do it, it improves dramatically. So you can see, let me just show you here. This is version 5 of the offer creation consultant. I'm finally getting it to exactly what I want it to do. And every time we do this, this boot camp, our tools get better, our training gets better. And so as an annual member, you get access to all of the boot camps every time we do them. And we're going to do them every single quarter. So if you guys are interested in that, hit us up in the free community and let us know. Yeah. So what are some of the results from past boot camp members? So just off the top of my head, we had Adam, who made $35,000 in the first 2 weeks. We had Christian, who got his first. He sold 5 out of 7 people that he got on the phone with his new offer after the second week, and got paid in full. They were all paid in full clients. We had, God, what is her name? Is it Michelle? It's Michelle. Anyway, she did a webinar, which we teach, which we're talking about next week. And she got her first 11 clients to her paid community. It's the first time. I mean, she just launched that during I think that was the 3rd or 4th week of the boot camp. So yeah, the cool thing about the boot camp is that it actually makes you actually do the work. Like every week, like this week, they have homework, and the homework is to create their offers. And then there's a homework post where they have to, I'll just show you. So this is what people are working on this week. And so we have homework posts, and then everybody's sharing their wins. And we actually have a contest. So the people that are actually doing the work, they get 5 points. If they share their wins, they get 5 points. And then also if they're engaged in the process, they get 5 points. The top prize, number 1 prize, is $500. Second prize is, I think, $300, and third prize is $200. So you can actually win money by building your business, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. Let's see if we got any other questions. Chaz asks, I know this is off topic, but I would love to know how to potentially make an AI tool process to be able to make offers. Well, I got you covered, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Just join the 10K community boot camp. We've already built it for you, and you get it. So there's your answer. Let's see here. I think that's it for questions. I don't know if we have any more, but thank you guys for watching. Again, next week, we're going to be talking about how to build your free course that not only gets people into your community and helps you grow the community, but also helps you to convert those members, those free members, into paid clients. So yeah, definitely show up same time, 11 a.m. That's when we're doing these. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys next week. And thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.